Hello, I'm Sue from Create with Sue. Today we're going to look at stickers. We're creating stickers. These designs I've actually created in Bing AI, which have turned out pretty good. And what I'm going to show you today is how to use this type of design using the trace facility in Canvas Workspace, and also creating an offset and adjusting the offset to match your design. So I've left an offset on this one, but I've taken the offset away on this one. And what I've also done is I've covered editing the nodes to make it right. So this one in particular wasn't quite right, and so I've had to adjust the nodes just so it's a bit smoother, and I'll cover that as well. So I'll see you over at the ScanNCut shortly. See ya. So I'm in the Canvas Workspace, the downloaded version. You can use this with the registration marks if you have the print to cut, or without them, just turn them off. That's how you turn them off and on. And I'm going in to choose my summer stickers file that I created in Bing AI, and I'm going to trace this. So I've hit the trace icon, and this is the first view of the trace here. You can see it's not too bad, but if I increase the numbers of colours, you watch the little cone, ice cream cone with the eyes that I'm pointing at. Most of them are not too bad. Well, that one's got a bit of a hickey there, but the ice cream cone has missing pieces, and now it's got a little piece missing. There's a bit there and there's a bit there missing. So I'm just going to increase the numbers until you just can toggle backwards and forwards so that's perfect. That one's perfect. Toggle backwards and forwards until you find a happy medium. I'll just go up to 20 to see. 20 is the highest, and it's still got a little hickey-do there. And just choose the one that looks the best. You can adjust where you're scanning to. So if you didn't want to scan the whole series of stickers, you could adjust that border, the blue border around the outside edge, to just scan some of the stickers. Place it into your paper area. This is particularly important if you're using the print to cut, and you can save that file. I'm going to save it as a CWPRJ file. I'm just giving it the name Summer Stickers. Seemed like a good option with your printer. And we're going in to adjust the areas that didn't scan or pick up very well when it traced. So this little, I don't like how that's done that. You'll see all the shapes here. That's the image shape. They're grouped. Ungroup them. And click on the one that you want. So now it's ungrouped. You'll see it's easier to manage the nodes. Give it a second click and the nodes will appear, and you can just simply delete the ones you don't want, and that's straighten that up really easily. And you can see just at the top here it's got a straight node, so you can grab a handle and just adjust that, and that looks pretty good. This one here, we'll go over to this area and see what that looks like with the same technique. I'll just zoom in because that's not, go back and I'll zoom in and show you, but that's not quite what I wanted either, because that is actually where the design is. But it's quite square, so I don't like it square. So what you can do is you can click on these nodes and you can change their property, or you can round them up. So up the top you'll see while we've got the nodes activated, the node path tools are activated, and you can break paths, change the type of handles you've got, all those sorts of things. This is pretty good at the moment. I'm just going to go and slide around this one and see if there's any more straight nodes that I don't like. Bend, that's not so sharp. And you can move whole stretches of these nodes. So the Bing AI actually created the offset already. So I'm not sure if I love it or not, but we'll still play. I've got further tools we can play with this. The rest looks pretty good. We do have a choice of creating an offset or an inset, so you can either go inwards or outwards depending on what you need it to do. But before we do that, we actually need to just hide the image file. It doesn't really work properly with the image file selected, so I've selected them all. So I'm going to do them in mass, and I'm going to actually bring them inwards a little bit so I can cut some of that extra outline that the Bing AI added. And I've just done 0.04 because that's just a minimal amount, and I've deleted the original line. So this means that it doesn't create two lines, because that's a bit of a problem, especially with stickers. And that's brought that in a little bit. And I think we'll have another little go. We'll do 0.4 again just to see what it looks like, because you can always back out of it if it's not quite what you want. And that's not too bad. I like that star one, so I won't select that this time, and we'll have one more go. Just have to make sure I do not select that image file. We'll just select all the ones. I've got my control key down for this. I could have held my shift key as well. That would have also been perfectly fine. And we will come inward again, 0.04 for these. And it's quite close for that cone, the chocolate topped cone. So you can play with those settings until you're happy with how they are appearing. And you can go backwards and forwards or a little bit more inwards if you want to. I've just got the cone set, so I'm trying to remove all the offset for that. Just keep in mind that you do need to check, maybe zoom in and check to make sure you haven't removed something that you really want, and that you can adjust the nodes to fit how you want them. And now we're going to just export the PDF if you have Print to Cut. If not, you just print it out normally. Once you're happy with them, you can save that file, or you can just simply export it to your ScanNCut, and then we will save as, and because we've adjusted that, just something so it's a little bit different, reduced offset, just in case I wanted that original design. Now, if you have not got a Print to Cut feature, all these steps will still work. However, when you get to your machine, you'll need to align this design up so it is in the right place when you pull it in, whereas the Print to Cut will put it exactly in the right place. But it's easy enough to do as well. And I'm just going to print my PDF. So you would need to print your stickers regardless. I'm going to choose a property that is quite a good quality printout. So these are the settings. This is my Canon I'm using, and you can see the printer stickers there. Go into properties to change any settings that you want. And I've got photo printing. I'm printing on letter size paper, so make sure you print it on the right size or select the right size paper. And I've got a high quality. And off it goes to the printer. So I've been using HTV Ront gloss sticker paper. It's waterproof, and I've tested the waterproof. It's actually really good. So I've loved this sticker paper, and it prints and cuts really nicely. And here we are at the cutting machine, and sped it up, peeling it away, and easy as that. And there's the finished stickers. I hope you've enjoyed this sticker tutorial. I'll catch you in the next video.